War Thunder's latest update meal consists of a funny new tank that drank speed cola, another German ship for the 5 naval players, and a stupid-looking British car. But in all seriousness, the Ram 1 and Ram 2 tanks are far more complicated than a simple opinion. Stating that either of these tanks are simply good, bad, or somewhere in between does not do them justice.
Max, what do you want for dinner?
Justice.
So let's start with the Ram 1. The 3.0 British medium tank is a strange creature to say the least. With a max speed of 40 km per hour, nearly 80mm of frontal armor, and a solid 40mm gun, the Ram 1 is far from a bad tank. In fact, I've already heard it described as the baby Sherman.
Oh my god, you're such a baby.
This skinny Canadian baby boy is built like a brick, more like if a brick had a dense head and a tiny body.
So what you want?
Players that utilize the Ram 1's armor for battle will do well. However, the armor, while being both its best characteristic, is also one of its greatest weaknesses. Because of the tank's odd armor shape, incoming shells often plow straight into the tank's armor with minimal chance to bounce. Add to this the strange bow turret designed on the left side of the tank, and the weakened armor of this hatch, which I don't know the proper name for, and you end up with an odd little vehicle. Some engagements will be over instantly. In fact, the first 3 games I played, I was knocked out in seconds and ejected from the game in just 2 lives. Many backups died to play this tank. But then there were games where I felt like a jumbo, tanking shell after shell with little to no damage.
Come and get some! You're all gonna die!
Just like every fight in ground battles, the Ram 1's armor is dependent on where you get hit. If your opponents are just throwing shells at you randomly, the Ram 1 may properly hold its ground. But if a player with any kind of knowledge sees you, your best bet is to pull back and think up of a plan of attack. That brings us to the Ram's turret. With 108mm of frontal turret armor, 76mm on its side, and 64mm on the back, this baby Sherman has a really good turret. While games at exactly 3.0 are great for this little bugger, any up tiers add instant difficulty to the tank. The gun, however, is questionable at best. With only 76mm of penetration, fighting the simplest of tanks can be an ordeal. But it's not all bad news. Thankfully, the Ram 1 has a considerably fast reload that helps to fill this problem. Even though your first, second, or even third shot may not damage the enemy, the shells just keep coming. Plus, at such a low tier, you are more than likely to encounter far less armored tanks than at 3.7, especially anti-air vehicles. And this drops us off at the tank's mobility. While the Ram 1 can pump out a max speed of 40 clicks an hour, this medium-class tank falls short of the word fast. Which, to be fair, the tank isn't meant to be a lightning-fast vehicle like the Puma, M22, or Churchill tanks. Anyway, understanding the Ram's speed is crucial to utilizing it properly in battle. You have just enough speed to move from position to position with relative swiftness, and having more armor than most light vehicles will give you an advantage if you're caught off guard. Now let's discuss the Ram 2. She's basically the same tank, except with a modified smoke deployer on the back that can allow a player to trail a screen of smoke. The Ram 2 carries a far more impressive main armament than that of its predecessor. A single 57mm cannon aboard a modified turret capable of 101mm of armor penetration. However, this is where things get interesting. While the Ram 1 seems to be a solid brute refusing to die in 3.0, the Ram 2 is what I would describe as perfectly average in every way. Her speed is enough to get you from point A to point B, but not fast enough to steal points. This makes using the smoke screen difficult, but not impossible. Her armor is not as potent as it is in 3.0, leaving you vulnerable to far more vehicles on the battlefield. Add to that the mediocre gun and you get the perfect balance type Bay. If you didn't grow up with Beyblade, deal with the reference. With all this in mind, I refuse to officially call the Ram 2 bad in a reasonable conversation, although it should be said that the Ram 1 at 3.0 is far better than the Ram 2 at 3.7. It would be a little overpowered for the 57mm gun of the Ram 2 to be in 3.0, but I'm just saying that the armor complement in 3.7 is not good enough. I would advise you to avoid the Ram 2, and the Ram 1 can be unlocked naturally through Britain's line. I will want to round this up by saying that I am not hating on the Baby Sherman, and that's all I've got to say on the pair of Ram tanks. The Canadians were definitely cooking with something when they made these little stingers. I'm going to finish up today with a devotion, so if you head out, have a great day. In Revelation 3:15-16, Jesus speaks to the church in Laodicea and says, "I know your deeds and that you are neither hot nor cold. I wish you were one or the other. But because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I am about to spit you out of my mouth." That's a sobering warning. Lukewarm faith is comfortable faith, faith without sacrifice, belief without obedience. It's saying, I believe, but refusing to be changed. It's attending church, yet never seeking God, calling him Lord, but ignoring his commands. God is not looking for half-hearted followers. He wants people who burn with passion for him, or at least are honest enough to know when they're far away. Lukewarm faith insults his love because it treats the cross as ordinary. So ask yourself, is Christ truly the center of my life, or is he just a convenience? If the fire has dimmed, return to him, fan the flame again. He stands at the door and knocks to call you into a faith that is alive, bold, and wholehearted. Thank you for watching.